overall. A few things are a little sore. My hand's a little sore. My ankle's a little sore. But I'm itching to get back into training. Take me a couple more weeks before I'm back at 100%.
Is there loss always a loss, or does that loss hurt more?
I mean, every loss sucks. I mean, that's always the case. It always stings a little bit, but it's the way it goes. We can't win every single fight. As long as I'm happy with my performance, which if I train hard and I fight hard, then I'm happy. I really don't care win or loss. I mean, obviously you'd like to win them all, but it's more about like how training went. Just sometimes you have a bumpy road. Sometimes you have a hard training camp and you fight the best of your ability, and sometimes you come up short, sometimes you win. It's the way it goes.
Can you tell us about your camp, training?
I mean, camp was definitely tough. I banged up my hand a little bit during training. I felt like I was in good enough shape to fight. It was right at the very end of camp. But obviously camp was short. It wasn't quite as good as I'd hoped it would be. But it's the way it goes. I've had so many fights where I've had really, really bad camps, and then I go out and win. Before I fought Melvin, I had like the worst camp ever. And I go out there and I drop him with a punch and choke him out like right away. So I think that I have it in me to end fights quickly. So even though I didn't have the best camp, I still thought I had a good fighting chance. I just came up a little short this time. Evan Dunham is awesome, very, very good. But it's the way it goes.
A lot of your earlier fights, of course, were a sequence of never-ending bonuses.
Yep.
Does it ever cross your mind, like maybe that was a product of your youth, perhaps, and it might be a little harder to keep that up, or does it matter to you at all? Because that's obviously life-changing for a fighter, especially starting out.
Yeah, I mean, bonuses are definitely still, a big part of, fighting. But I think I've fought some tougher guys. I think I've had some tougher fights. Last couple fights haven't been the best for bonuses, but I still get 13 bonuses in like 20 fights. So I mean, I'm still doing pretty well with them. And I think that going forward, it's been a little dry for bonuses, but I'm sure that more will come. But I'm always going to be impatient. Like when I had grappling tournaments and matches like that, before there was any money involved, I was still going for crazy submissions. I was still going for crazy attacks. So I don't think that getting older has changed that. I don't think I'm trying to play it safer. I think it's just fought some really good guys.
A little over a year ago, you were briefly tied to Diego Sanchez.
Yep.
That didn't happen, but of course a very fan-friendly fight. How do you feel about that one?
I would love that fight. I think that would be an awesome fight. We had talked about maybe doing that next. But it really comes down to time. I want to make sure that so like my last fight, I didn't get to put in the best last couple weeks. So going forward, I want to make sure my hand's 100%. I don't want to try and rush things. You hear all the time about guys, they hurt their hand and then it becomes a plague and they're constantly re-injuring themselves. And I don't want that to be me. So if I have to take a little bit extra time now to let my hand recover, I'm gonna do that. If Diego wants to wait or if he wants to fight someone else and then we fight, I'm down for that. But I think that would be a really exciting fight. People were going crazy for that fight. I think it'd be a good one.
So what's a realistic window for your return to the octagon?
It depends on my hand. I have to. I'll probably won't start boxing for the next month. Punching with it, and if that feels good, maybe fight. Maybe late April, maybe May. If it's a little sore, it doesn't go so well. Maybe a little longer.
Is the only time you fought in the UFC in Boston, was that the Michael Johnson fight?
No, I fought Gabe Rudiger. The first time they came to Boston. I think that was like 2010 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So Michael Johnson fight was not so good, but Gabe Rudiger fight was awesome. We pounded that guy. It was like definitely a good night.
How does it feel just being out here just as a fan?
I love fighting in Boston, but there's also a lot of extra pressure. It's great having so many people behind me here and having hometown advantage, but at the same time, it's also a lot less stressful. Fighting away. Because I have like crazy people, like people from my gym and family, like ask me like, oh, when do weigh-ins, what time the doors open, all this other stuff. It's like, how do you not, what I mean? Like most people, like if they go and travel to a fight, they know to figure out stuff on their own. Now you get everyone that's local, they think it's not a big deal. Oh, I'm just buying a ticket, like it's a local fight or something. It's completely different, can of worms. So I like being involved. Like this fight, like I was around for a lot of like media stuff. And I had a couple appearances for the UFC, like a bunch of things, and that was awesome. I got to meet a lot of like local fans, whereas if I go to like California or Vegas or something like that, it's like I'm meeting a lot of people, but they're not really like nearby. It's kind of nice meeting the local Boston fans. So it's kind of nice fighting in Boston, but it's also kind of nice not having to deal with it, not have to deal with making weight and all this other stuff. And for me, it's also nice kind of going through the whole process of going somewhere and fighting. When I fought in Boston, I slept at home. I stayed at my house. I could have come to the hotel or something like that, but I'd rather train at my own gym. It's just there's a lot of like different aspects to it that it's nice to fight away and not have to worry about it being at home.
What kind of psychological aspect does it have when you fight locally rather than on the road?
It doesn't affect me that much. Like I said, like you just like fight week is just different. She's got a different feel. Like I like going, to California or Vegas or going somewhere else, getting out of my comfort zone a little bit. We get there, we figure out where we're gonna work out, we figure out where we're gonna eat, we figure out all these different things, and everything's like it's like a different week. Whereas when I fight at home, Tuesday night I'm gonna go to my gym. Wednesday I'm gonna go to my gym. Thursday I'm gonna sleep in my own bed. I'm gonna be in my gym. It's definitely a different kind of feel. But both good and bad. But I think had a really bad experience last time in Boston, so we'll stick to fighting further away.
As far as opponents, you mentioned the Johnson performance. Now, do you have a personal list of do-overs you like to do, like certain opponents that maybe you like to call for again for second shot at?
Every fight I ever lost, I want to do over. From Pettis to Soteropoulos to Johnson to Dunham, like every single fight. I think that I'm pretty good at breaking down tape, pretty good at kind of strategy stuff. And sometimes we had a great strategy, sometimes we didn't. And all the fights I lost, obviously we didn't have the best strategy. It didn't work out for us. So I think anyone that I lost to, I would love to get that one back. But I also think that rematches are kind of boring sometimes. I think about opponents so much, and I'm getting kind of sick of thinking about them by the time the fight happens. Like win or lose, I have like this huge weight off my shoulders because I don't have to worry about that guy. I don't have to think about him. I don't have to look at his face. Nothing. It's just gone. It's away. So it's kind of nice just focusing on new guys, and most people don't care about rematches. Occasionally there's a fight that's super close and it deems a rematch, but for the most part, I don't care. I think I'm gonna have good, exciting fights no matter who I fight.
And then as far as your own gym, do you have a new generation of fighters that might take after your own style, like a little bit of a high-risk, entertaining style? Is this something you try to transmit to people you train with?
Yes and no. I mean, we have a lot of great fighters coming up in my gym that I think are going to make a big splash. But it's not that I'm like trying to, you have to take this risk, you have to use this risky behavior. It's like anything that I do, I try to think is a calculated risk. I don't think that just taking a risk for taking a risk is good. It's generally, I've worked on something, I've done it so many times, and I've been successful in the gym, so now it's worth taking that shot in the octagon. So I'm not trying to train my guys to these daredevils and going for these crazy submissions. Like I want them to be good at them, but not necessarily go for them until when they know it's time and they know it's ready, then they'll go for it.
We know you had some struggles with your son. Do you want to give an update? How was that going? I know you had thought about stopping fighting back then.
Joey's doing great now. So Joey was born 2 years. He just turned 2. He was born 2 years ago. Had cancer. Did 3 rounds of chemotherapy at Children's Hospital in Jimmy Fund. Killed the cancer. He's doing great. So he's doing really good there. Dealing with normal baby stuff. Had a little bit of pneumonia. Had an ear infection. Stuff like that. But we're thrilled to deal with that stuff. I will deal with that stuff all day long. Over doctors telling you your newborn has got cancer. So normal happy baby stuff. He doesn't complain about it. Had an ear infection. Didn't say boo about his ears. But he's good. He's happy.
So, in between camps, are you just a full-time daddy?
No, I mean I have a gym. So I run my gym. So I'm in my gym. Like even when I'm not in camp, I'm still in my gym. 5-6 days a week. A couple times a day most days. My gym's nice though because it kind of runs itself. Like I'm there because I want to be there. But like if Friday I can't get there because I know the class is gonna be outside, it's gonna run, But I really like training. I really like teaching classes. I think it helps me as a fighter. Helps me break down things and makes me better. But I get to spend a lot of time with my kid. So if I'm not in the gym, I got Joey.
What do you think? What's your couple of days in the gym for you as far as teaching classes? What do you do exactly?
So I usually focus on the grappling classes, because there's other guys in my gym that I think are better kickboxing, better at teaching kickboxing. But I love jiu-jitsu. It's my favorite. So I teach a lot of grappling classes. So even when I'm in camp, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll run my 10 a.m. class. So I'll teach my class, and whatever I want to work on for that camp is whatever we're gonna work on, during that. And I don't care. We'll do 2 months of arm triangle chokes or something very specific. But my guys will be awesome at them by the end. And so whatever I want to work on in camp, I teach that. We rep it. We drill it a lot. I jump in on class with them. They do it, and then I'll do all my actual training afterwards. So then I'll do all my boxing rounds and my sparring or hitting mitts or lifting or whatever. I'll do that right after. So some days I'm in the gym twice a day, so I'll be in there 10 to 1, and then I'll be back in the afternoon. But some days it's 10 to 1, and then I'm done for the day.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, guys.